Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Good? Great? Enjoying the rainy season? Okay. Yeah, I'm your science and SST teacher, both Seema Rai. But today I will take your class of your science subject. I'm taking the same chapter, that is the nutrition in plants. But before these topics, I want to share with you, I want to convey one message. Please complete your assignments, everyone, and submit it to me before your due date. I don't know what is the reason. I'm not getting your very good response and very good that effort from your side. Okay? So complete your work, do your work before your due date in each and every subject. And now everything is over now. Over it means that we have to come back on our studies. Okay? Yeah. So today's first topic is importance of photosynthesis. The last topic was the photosynthesis. What was the photosynthesis and the word equation which I have given you in the last video. Okay, last link. So I have taken here the first topic, importance of photosynthesis. First, this process provides food to animals. And what about the second thing? If you remember that I have given you the word equation, and I have given you the one question also in your assignment, that which gas is released in the process of photosynthesis. Dhyan hai isko? Yes. So this is the second point. This process puts oxygen gas into the air. So we are getting here the two important things, or we can conclude it here that number one food and the number two which gas? Oxygen gas. किससे मिलती है हमको? By which process we are getting? Photosynthesis. Okay. Now, when we are talking about here the importance of photosynthesis process, that our word equation. So, what are the different modes? What are the other modes of nutrition in plants? We are talking about here the first part of this particular topic, that is called the parasites. A plant which lives on or inside another organism and derives food from it. We can conclude it here, this is totally dependent on the other organism. A plant which lives on or inside another organism and derive food from it. Okay? So that type of plant is called the parasites. And we have a very good example here, Caspita. Okay? And in Hindi we are saying Amar Bell, which is totally, we can say that non-greeny plants, yellow in color, and that dependent, this particular plant, Caspita, is totally dependent for its food on the another plant. Okay? Now, what about the second subtopic here? Saprophytes. Those non-green plants which are obtaining their food by which two terms? That first, dead, and the second one is here, decaying, that organic matter. Saprophytes, we can conclude it, non-greeny plants which is totally dependent on the dead or decaying organic matter. When we are talking about the examples of this particular saprophytes, fungi, जिसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं, और we have a bread mold, yeast are the good examples of the saprophytes. Okay? Understood? These two topics, very, very important. Okay? Now next. The second last topic of this chapter is how nutrients are replenished in the soil. Generally, we can divide into the two important parts. Number one, I have written here, by using which thing, which material. So, by adding fertilizers and manures, both. Okay? If you are adding the fertilizers and the manures in the soil, so we can replenish that rich thing, that nutrients. वो कहाँ आ जाएंगे? That in our soil में, and these soils will give us a healthy plant. And when these soils give a healthy plant, so we will eat a healthy our food items, because we are getting a lot of food items from the plants. Okay. What about the next one? By growing leguminous crops. What is it mean? Leguminous crops. We have a very good example of the leguminous crops. कौन से हैं? Peas, pulses, beans. Can you give me the name of the bacteria which is present in these examples? क्यों कहते हैं इनको leguminous crops? क्या पाया जाता है इसमें? Can you give me the name of bacteria? I am giving you the hint also here. Yes, rhizobium bacteria. इन plants में rhizobium bacteria present होता है और ये क्या help करता है? Because this rhizobium bacteria contains the nitrogen gas, and this nitrogen gas converted into the nitrogen compounds such as nitrates easily convert करता है rhizobium bacteria हमारे nitrogen gas को nitrogen compounds में. In our atmosphere, in air, we have a nitrogen gas, okay? But plants cannot use this nitrogen in the gaseous form. So this bacteria, rhizobium bacteria, कहाँ पाया जाता है? Leguminous crops में, in particular crops में. And ये rhizobium bacteria convert करता है easily that our nitrogen gas को जो present है कहाँ पे? That air में. वहाँ से nitrogen gas को easily convert करता है into the nitrogen compounds में, such as nitrates में. Okay, and this is very very helpful to replenish in the soil. When we are getting that our soil is in good condition it means easily the plants are growing. When plants are growing in a proper way, in a healthy way, then we are getting the foods. Because we are dependent, we are totally dependent, we can say that. We are getting a lot of things from the plants. मिलता है हमें, हम बहुत सारी चीज़ें लेते हैं. So this is because we have two methods or the two procedures by which we can replenish in the soil. क्या कर सकते हैं? क्या replenish कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे nutrients को? Okay. If I am not wrong, cell is the last topic of this chapter. Basically, it's that biological term, cell. This is very smallest unit of life, and with the help of our naked eye, we can't see it properly. Okay? I will give you the difference between these two: plant cell and animal cell. Yes, you know that we can divide this cell term into the two important parts, plant cell and animal cell. Okay? Now note down these important points. Check your spellings, students, when you are writing something here. Okay? In your copy. Check your spellings. Use black gel pen and green gel pen. So note down this first of all. Draw these two diagrams, students. First one is animal cell and the second one is your plant cell. Okay? Draw this particular diagrams, label it properly. Okay? Check your spellings, compare it. Now we will discuss about here what is the basic difference between the animal cell and plant cell. First of all, draw this and label it properly. We know that a cell consists a jelly-like material which enclosed in a thin membrane. And this jelly-like material which fills the cell is called the cytoplasm. In the first picture, we can see it easily. What about the second word, cell membrane? I am taking the second word is here, cell membrane. Thin outer covering of the cell is called the cell membrane, which are present in both the pictures, animal cell and the plant cell. And there is a large spherical structure which is floating in both the diagrams. Here in the plant cell, that is called the nucleus. Similarly, in the animal cell also. Okay. Draw it fast, everyone. One point is here also, cytoplasm. When we are comparing, draw it and note down the spellings also. When we are comparing the plant cell and animal cell, then we are getting here a one new word, that is chloroplast. And in the plant cell we are getting the large vacuole, but in animal cell we are getting the small vacuole. Okay. And one more feature, that term is called the cell wall, which is present in the animal cell. All the plant cells have a thick cell wall around the cell membrane, and this cell wall protects the cell, gives it a fixed shape and makes it rigid. And this chloroplast contains a green pigment, and everybody, we know that green pigment is called the chlorophyll, and make food in green plants by the process of photosynthesis. And what about the last term is here, mitochondria. We can conclude it here, yes, we are getting both, in both pictures, in both diagrams, in animal cell and in plant cell, we are getting this word, mitochondria. The small bodies are floating here. This term is called the mitochondria. Now this was the last topic of the same chapter, that is chapter 1, nutrition in plants. I am repeating here, note down each and everything, draw your diagrams, label it properly, check your spellings, okay? Complete your assignment, students. I will send you one more assignment which is related to these particular topics, okay? And submit before your due date. Okay? Thank you everyone. Good day.